Centurion's Corner, and today we are reviewing from Star Wars The Black Series Princess Leia Organa Boussh from the archive line. I've been waiting for this one for quite a while. She's been out since about I think when the waves first originally started coming out, and her face sculpt never looked that great, so I never wanted to pay over the odds because I started collecting in 2019 and I was always hoping that it would appear in the archive line, and here it is. They keep most of the original sort of paint apps as well, which is cool, and they add on that sort of like a digital face printing what they do now. So yeah, pinnacle figure, can't wait. It finishes off some Bounty Hunter shelf. It also goes on to sort of like the Princess Leia shelves, and I think all we need now is the Bespin Leia, and most of her looks are out in the Black Series apart from the sequels and now Obi-Wan Kenobi and so forth. But yeah, she's looking really cool. We've got the backpack, got a removable helmet, we've got a sort of like spear thing and the thermal detonator, and she looks great as well. Turning her around, we just got the original picture there. She came out in 2014, so yeah, she was one of the original ones here. A little bit of a bio and the picture that she originally had on the box. So I guess without further ado, let's crack this bad girl open. So here she is out of the packaging. We can actually see the full length now of this kind of sort of weapon spear thing. I always remember having this in the retro line as well. Never understanding how she would actually use it, but I know she obviously uses it like a pike kind of thing when she walks into Jabba's palace. But yeah, we'll get her out for our first impressions. And I'm loving the cuff cape actually. I kind of like it. It's quite sort of stiff as well. So yeah, going to go away, take some pictures and poses, and we'll see you in a moment. So welcome back. We've been away, we've taken our pictures, and yeah, I really like this figure. She's a fantastic looking sculpt figure, and yeah, just one that I really needed to put on the shelf, and I'm quite happy with how she looks even for an older figure. So looking at her, she comes with a few accessories. Obviously she comes with this little backpack that she had on here. We'll take a little close look at it. So it's got like some sort of like writing or something on there. It's all done in a weird kind of bluey plastic as well, which is a bit strange, but the details on there nonetheless, and looking pretty cool. The other accessory she comes with is obviously this ginormous kind of spear thing. I still don't even know what it is to this day, whether it is like a spear or a sniper rifle or something like that. Let me know in the comments down below. I tried looking in my visuals encyclopedia, but it wasn't even in there. But yeah, it's got good details and stuff on there, which is pretty cool. But again, it's done in this sort of very dark bluish plastic, or dark grey blue. So it just looks a little bit off, in my opinion. The other accessory that she obviously comes with is her thermal detonator, and again done in that bluish plastic, but we have got a nice silver line through it. But I think really the actual whole thing should be that nice silver. She can actually turn her hand around. It's more kind of cut, so she can actually hold it in her hand, and with the little peg on there as well, that's what holds it in place onto her belt. And having a little tiny closer look, the actual details on the thermal detonators are pretty cool, but obviously hard to touch, and it probably roll away with any kind of ness. If it falls off the shelf, it's probably gone forever. So the other accessory she comes with is obviously a helmet, and yeah, really well detailed, really nice coloured as well, and looking pretty cool. It doesn't look oversized, I don't think, to the figure. I think the actual proportions of the figure look fantastic, and we can take a closer look by just taking the helmet off, which reveals Princess Leia's head inside there. But yeah, again, the details all over on that. We've got a bit of sort of like scuffing around in certain areas, which is quite nice to see. But yeah, I think the actual sculpt of it is a really nice job there by Hasbro many years ago. So taking a closer look at Princess Leia, we can go through her sort of like articulation. So head-wise, she can turn left and right. She can look down and she can look up. There's a little bit of swagger, only very minor, but obviously because she hasn't got the lower neck movement on here because it's the old style body. Arm can fully rotate around and it can come up to this far. Got rotation at the elbow and it can come up about 90 degrees. Rotation at the wrist, and it's also on a hinge. Diaphragm sort of swivel, it's not there, it's up on just underneath her breast, but left and right. But if you turn too much, the actual belt is actually pegged into the back of the skirt, so if you do turn too much, then it's going to pop out the bandolier. And then going down, we've actually got legs can come up this wide, not very far to be honest. Forward, back, upper thigh rotation. We have a double knee. It comes right up to that far there. There's no boot cut there unfortunately, but we have a rocker and a pivot at the ankle. So all in all, old traditional sort of Black Series kind of articulation there, but nothing that really takes away from the figure, because I think the actual look of the figure is fantastic, and even sort of like the details. So looking at the face, we've actually got Princess Leia on there. You can see where it used to be a bit of an old sculpt, and they've put it over the top on there, but I think the likeness isn't too bad. It was a lot worse, and being like a helmeted figure as well, it's pretty good. We have had worse, that is for sure. Looking down at the rest, you can actually see all the details here in our bandolier. Again, this is all done in that kind of light bluey grey plastic, which looks a little bit off, but that swings around to the back where the backpack is. And just taking it out, we can have a closer look at the cape. The way it's attached is actually across the bandolier and the rest of the belt on there. It is a bit strange because it keeps wanting to swing off around this way. I think it needs to be trained. We need to sort of fold it up a little bit, so it kind of swings around this way a little bit more and then down. I think it look 10 times better looking that way, because at the moment it just kind of always wants to fold off into the distance. So we'll take a look at that on a later date. With the arms, we've got nice studs on here. I think this colour here needs to be a slightly little bit darker, because it kind of looks like more like skin than it does look like a gloved hand. Down on the rib part down here, down on the skirt, there's no kind of weathering or sort of like dust cloud on it, unfortunately. Very bright orange type legs here, and you can see there's a slight colour difference in the two, but I think this one is because this is moulded and this is actually painted, because the actual foot is moulded in this colour and they've repainted it to match. And then we got the sort of little clip parts here on the ankles. So all in all, a really nice looking figure. Great one to add to the shelf, and especially if you don't want a Princess Leia, you've got an additional bounty hunter there for any kind of scenes, if you want to take pictures and whatnot. So yeah, highly recommend this figure at the moment, even while she's back out. It's always quite nice to get these ones. So taking a closer look, we can actually compare it to some other Princess Leias, just for size comparisons there. So we have Princess Leia from there, Return of the Jedi as well. So it's still a nice sort of size comparison across here, but this one always, to me, always looks really tiny. So taking those away, we can do some more size comparisons with a pink Power Ranger. I was going to say Kimberly, but it's not. It's April O'Neil one there. So again, in the nice sort of sizes. And then we have the Scarlet Witch towering over the rest from Marvel Legends as well. So yeah, all in all, it still works well with your Black Series. I mean, your 6 inches and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But the reason why I really wanted this Boussh was to actually give her a really good upgrade, to make her look really grubby, really realistic as well, because I've been holding on to this Empire Chewbacca, just laying down because he's too big, for so long, because I want to do like a chain around his neck so she can walk in with Chewbacca and stuff like that, because I really like that scene. So that's the one that I want to do. So that all together will be one upgrade video. So thank you so much for joining me on this one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this one. Are you going to go out there? Have you been waiting for this one for a long time? Have you picked up the original and picking this one up? Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe, ding that bell, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Take care.